Right, we are sitting here with Betway-sponsored Mark de Kock. I think he's got half his field running on Saturday. Let's start with race 2, Japanese Star with Jared Penny up.
Yeah, Johnny, a lot of runners, but they do lack a little bit of quality, that's for sure. First 2 races between Japanese Star and the 3 fillies, I mean, they've all got one leg in PE and one leg in Joburg. They need to shine up on Saturday, otherwise the whole lot of them are off to PE. So not expecting a great amount. Trying blinkers on a few for the first time, so you never know. But any of them winning or running in the money would almost be a surprise.
So we've covered race 2 and 3, basically Japanese Star, Fire, Love Song and Outer Dimension. Let's pop over to race 4, Candy Zora.
Yeah, she's I think going to need another run. She's out of Gorango's as a absolute sort of 1.5 mile, 2 mile family. She was beaten a fairly long way first up. I would think she's going to need another one before we get over a right trip, which will be 2,000 plus.
Then you got race 5, you got Green Garnet. He's had some good form, but unfortunately drawn a bit wide.
He's drawn wide. He comes off a rig op. So I would say he's sort of at 85%. He's not quite there yet. But he's a horse that I've always thought something of. So I wouldn't leave him out of anything, albeit not at his best, because he's going to be capable when he's right. And as I say, he's coming off a rig op.
Race 6, unfortunately, Schumacher, drawn wide again.
Yeah, it's almost not humanly possible that a horse can draw this wide all the time. There's definitely something wrong with the system here. The horse is in a really good space. He's doing well. I mean, obviously, draw is always a concern because it's quite a competitive field. There's a lot of them that go forward and stay there. He's a horse from the draw. We're going to have to take our medicine with him and try and run at them. But, you know, he's well. I'm expecting a big run.
Then race 7, we've got the 3 fillies, Mary's Green Light, White Pearl, and Woman of Power. Let's start with Mary's Green Light. Good win for last time.
Yeah, well, look, this race was supposed to run last week, and most aggravatingly so, they've reopened noms for this week, when I feel they should have just copy-pasted and put the fields in the very next week, because what happens is, you know, good draws become bad draws with a redraw. So we've got away here with White Pearl going from a bad draw to a good draw, so she's got lucky. Mary's Green Light gets into the race, wasn't in the race before, so she's got lucky. This filly's in a very good space, Mary's Green Light. I thought last time was a very impressive win. She's not a 20-1 shot. White Pearl, drawn well, must be a huge runner. And Woman of Power, she's drawn in the bush. We're trying the 1400. We're going to try and ride her really cold and see if she gets home. On paper, she should. If she does, she's not a bad filly. I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the money.
Then race 8, 2 very, very, very nice horses. Let's start with number 2. Give Me Another Chance. First run back from a gelding.
Yeah, he was also a rig, so he had to have an op. He's doing better as a gelding. He's a more easier to work with, to put it that way. I'm expecting him to need this run. Again, he was a horse that I wasn't going to run, and then reopened the noms and decided to run him. So, well, I mean, he just needs a gallop really for the Guineas, which comes up in 3 weeks after this. So I'm expecting him to come on with a run. And
the unbeaten Champagne Cocktail with Musi up?
Yeah, well, you know, unfortunately, in the fillies race, from a good draw last Saturday she would have been 11 of 11 or 12 of 12. So this is a plan B, unfortunately. It's going to be very hard to beat the favourite. She's still, even though she's got 54.5 in her back, or 55.5 in her back, she's still got she's still a few pounds out with main defender. But she's a quality filly. We're now sort of shifting the focus to the Triple Crown. She was a filly that looked like she could win last Saturday. This week it looks like she's just going to run a good race and come on for the Guineas. That's just going to have to be our plan from that last, with them reopening the noms. You know, it hasn't helped her.
Then race 9, the 2 lightweights you've got in the race. Number 6, Bold Act with 52 on her back with Jeffrey Seister up.
Look, this filly's last 2 efforts haven't been that bad, and she's sort of come on late. in the races. If one looks at it, she's coming down in the ratings. I think she's ready to run a really good race. This is very competitive, obviously, but this is as a 20-1 shot. Don't leave her out of any trifectas and swingers and all that kind of thing. Good Queen Bess is one of those that's very difficult to get right on the day. When she is right, she can run really well. So again, a filly that's extremely capable, and at 50, one wants to be careful of leaving horses like this out. I know there's some really quality fillies, but they're right at the top end of the weights.
Then race 10, Michael, Spring in Heaven, also a lightweight with Muzi 52 on her back.
Yeah, she's quite a nice filly, this. If she gets this 2,000, I think she's a massive runner. Right at the bottom end of the weights. I quite like her. There's got to be a slight question mark. I think 18 might be her best trip, but we've got to try, especially at this end of the weights. I think she's going to be really competitive Saturday.
And then your last runner, race 11, Holocene with Diego de Gavea on 57.5.
Holocene, he doesn't run too badly. Again, another one, we've got to just see if he goes the trip or not. But also another one that does have 1 foot in PE. So he needs to shine up Saturday, or otherwise he's going to get out his bucket and spade.